They said she was unfit. They said love wasn't enough. They said she didn't look the part, but they never asked the baby. Her name was Elise Monroe, 37 years old, never married, no biological children, but a heart that had known more loss than most could bear. She was a nurse by day, a volunteer by night, feeding the hungry, holding the hands of strangers in hospice wards. But when it came to motherhood, they shut the door in her face. The child was just 2 years old, abandoned at birth, passed through 5 foster homes. They called her Baby J, too young to speak her truth, too small to be heard in a world full of grown-up decisions. Elise had met her during a routine hospital rotation. The child wouldn't stop crying until Elise held her. A quiet fell over the room, a moment the nurses would later call unnatural. But Elise called it divine. She applied to adopt. The agency said no, no husband, no big house, no traditional family values, just a woman with a deep scar from childhood abuse, a quiet voice, and a past. But Elise wouldn't back down, not because she needed a child, but because the child needed her. The courtroom was tense. Attorneys on both sides, expert witnesses testifying about what's best for baby J. But no one asked the baby, no one, until that day. The judge sighed, a rare move, but allowed it. "Bring the child in," he said. As the toddler entered, the air shifted, her eyes scanned the courtroom, and then, in a breathless hush, she let go of the social worker and ran, tiny feet echoing on polished wood. She ran to Elise, crawled into her lap, wrapped her arms around Elise's neck, and whispered the first word she had ever spoken in public, "Mama." That day, the law bent to love. The gavel came down like thunder. Adoption granted. They said she didn't qualify. They judged her by paper, not by presence, not by devotion, not by the still soft language between a wounded woman and a child who had never known home. But love, real love, doesn't ask permission. They tried to speak for the child until the child spoke for herself. Traces of Truth. Subscribe for more stories that echo through silence.